Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, man pleads guilty to charges stemming from police chase shooting. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Entering the courtroom on crutches, Brian Evans had little to say in court. It was back on May 19th when he was chased by New Hampshire State Police down I-89 southbound. As the prosecutor told the court, Evans led two troopers on a high-speed chase.
They were following him in fully marked state cruisers with blue lights flashing, and that the defendant continued to fail to stop and pull over to the side of the highway.
Once Evans pulled over to the side of the highway in Hopkinton, the situation escalated. Investigators say Evans made a motion like he had a gun and refused to remove his hand from his jacket.
The officers believed that he had a gun under his coat where his hand was, and they believed it was a shoulder holster.
One of the troopers had a dog, and Evans told him if he released the dog, the trooper was a dead man. Evans would eventually be shot in the left leg, which brought the incident to an end. Evans pled guilty to 2 counts of criminal threatening and 1 count of disobeying a police officer. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive terms of 12 months in jail, all suspended. In court, he declined to offer any apology for his actions and remained silent as he left the courthouse. Brian, do you have anything to say to the officers? What were you thinking that day? Did you want to die? Evans was also sentenced to 2 years probation, which he will serve in Vermont, where he's already on probation for stealing a car. Reporting live in Concord, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer. High school investigating incident involving football team. Allegations of violence between members of a Massachusetts high school football team are under investigation. A parent of a freshman football team member told WCVB reporter Nicole that the incident happened Monday and involved multiple members of the varsity team. The parent said the varsity players surrendered the player after school, body slammed him and slammed his head into a wall. School officials released a statement Wednesday in response of the alleged incident. The Walpole High School administration is investigating an incident involving some high school football players. The incident involved a varsity player shoving and pushing a younger player in the high school, said Lincoln Lynch, superintendent of Walpole Public Schools. Other players were present. While this was not an incident of hazing, I'm very disappointed and upset by the conduct of several of our student athletes. A member of the varsity football team spoke on the condition of the anonymity and said it was the first incident that involved the victim. The principal said varsity football practice has been canceled amid the ongoing investigation. The Thanksgiving game featuring Walpole versus Weymouth is still on. New leader sworn in for Massachusetts State Police. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Breaking news now.
Now, Governor Charlie Baker naming Colonel Kerry Gilpin to serve as superintendent and colonel of the Massachusetts State Police, a 23-year veteran of the state police. Colonel Gilpin most recently served as deputy division commander of the Division of Standards and Training. Her appointment is effective today.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Congratulations to her. Investigators identify teen killed in Turner crash. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 in Maine. Here's Jim Keithley on that report.
Well, good afternoon, Trace. Just a few minutes ago, actually, State Police, they cleared away the wreckage of this accident, and they reopened the section of Route 4 that had been closed for 4 hours. And let me give you a sense of where it was. It was Route 4 and the intersection of 117. It's a notorious corner here, we're told. This accident happened at 7:30 this morning, so this road was closed for 4 hours. Now, what we have is a crash between a pickup truck and a car. Now, basically, the truck, though, was carrying a flatbed, and on top of that flatbed was a mini excavator. The truck T-boning that car, the driver of the car was killed. Androscoggin County is investigating, and they are not releasing any information about the driver at this time. They did move the vehicles, the truck, the flatbed, the mini excavator, and the car all over to a parking lot where we're sitting right now. And again, as this investigation continues, it looks like they're weighing the vehicles, they're measuring things, and but basically the road did just reopen. Again, one person dead after an early morning crash here on Route 4 in Turner, and no details about the victim at this point. And now we're live in Turner, Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report from WMTW News 8, Jim Keithley. Thank you for that report, Jim Keithley. Okay, now let's turn things over to your business news and take a look and see how your stock market closed for this Wednesday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 Index closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. Your RUSS 2K closed in the red and went down. And VIX closed in the green and went up. Dow sheds 135 points to close at lowest level in 3 weeks. U.S. stocks closed lower on Wednesday as the current bull market showed signs of slowing down. Five killed in California shooting rampage, including gunman's wife. Let's take a listen to the report from ABC News. Sorry about that.
I'm doing more for her. Mothers, daughters, sisters. She deserves support. She needs to be heard.
Now is our turn to try to help her.
Every moment counts.
We are in it together.
We are stronger than this disease.
Together, we can do more for metastatic breast cancer.
We have a total of 6, including the gunman. Just to let you know, so those are all adult victims. We have no deceased children, none. We do have information of a child that was shot at the school that is currently in critical condition. We have a total of 14 victims, including 7 children, 4 of which were injured at the school, injuries ranging from very minor to, like I said, life-threatening injuries. We have a 2-year-old that was injured in a car. We are told that his injuries were not life-threatening. Kevin Jansen Neal, we have positively identified him as the shooter. This is his last booking photograph. We have had history with him. He was currently out on bail for an assault with a deadly weapon that occurred in January. We had other contacts with him. He was not law enforcement friendly. Part of the investigation, we were looking for his wife. We couldn't find her yesterday. We located her dead body concealed under the floor of the residence last night. She was obvious victim of several gunshot wounds. We believe that's probably what started this whole event.
Okay, and that was video from a press conference they had today. The death toll in the shooting rampage in Northern California rose to 5 today as authorities gave chilling new insight into the suspect's killer's apparently random attack. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll be back here for a news report later on this evening. Good night, everyone. Bye.